If you think of Hunter Thompson on the left, then in the 1970s, then you need to think about Rush Limbaugh when it comes to politics on the right from the 1990s onward. Hello, this is Professor Harper and another lecture in history of journalism. So Rush Limbaugh was born in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, and enrolled in Southeast Missouri State, but dropped out after 2 semesters. He moved to Pennsylvania and worked at a top 40 music station, and then went to broadcast over the Pittsburgh station, KQV, under the name of Jeff Christie in 1972. For the rest of the decade, Limbaugh moved around to several radio stations before settling in Kansas City, Missouri. He worked for the Kansas City Royals baseball team, but then became a talk show host in Sacramento, California. And in 1988, he moved to New York City and began his national radio show on WABC. The program gained a great deal of popularity and moved to stations with larger audiences and went to over 650 radio stations nationwide. In 1994, Limbaugh was influential in the GOP taking control of the House of Representatives. He worked on a half-hour syndicated television show from 1992 through 1996, but he found that television wasn't to his liking, and so he returned solely to radio. Number of controversies over the time, obviously. 2003, he criticized Donovan McNabb of the Philadelphia Eagles, saying that the quarterback had his job only because he was black. And as a result of this, there was a great deal of controversy, and Limbaugh resigned his job as an ESPN analyst 3 weeks later. In 2006, Limbaugh imitated on the DittoCam, his web camera, the physical symptoms of actor Michael J. Fox, who has Parkinson's disease. Fox had appeared in a number of political campaign ads for candidates who supported a form of embryonic stem cell research. Limbaugh opposed that because it basically was taking stem cells from aborted fetuses. In 2011, Limbaugh described a Georgetown Law School student, Sandra Fluke, as a slut for her testimony about birth control before Congress, and it resulted in an apology from Limbaugh. Limbaugh describes himself as conservative and is sharply critical of reporters for claiming to be objective. He refers to journalists as the drive-by media. He's highly critical of environmentalism and climate science, and he also critiques feminism in its most popular state and illegal immigration. He also supports the death penalty. His listenership is about 30 million per week, and he is an extremely influential voice on conservative radio. He also does charitable work. His annual leukemia and lymphoma telethon has raised $15 million, including personal contributions of about $500,000. He's also involved in the Marine Corps Law Enforcement Foundation, where he collects contributions to provide scholarships for children of Marines and law enforcement officers who have died in the line of duty. You're probably aware of Rush Limbaugh and his views. I think it's important to listen to what he has to say on the radio. Sometimes we get our knowledge of Limbaugh secondhand, and I would encourage you to listen to an hour or so of his broadcast to see what you actually think. And I'd like to thank Sid for jumping in with a few barks today, and that's what we have, and we'll see you online. Thank you.